I am here with Tanya, Levy, and Vikki Friedman, the co-founders of the Vitality Festival. And I just want to chat with you guys today and talk to you about the festival and how it all came to be. So what actually inspired you ladies to create a Vitality Festival in the first place?
I'll take this one. Well, Tanya and I were running a retreat company called Me Treat Retreats, and because of the whole COVID situation, it became very apparent that we weren't going to be able to run face-to-face events, but we still really wanted to help people. And the people that we wanted to help the most are the people who are doing the most for us out there, which is all of the frontline workers who are, just putting themselves out there day on day, and are under a lot of extreme stress, and they're very busy, and they don't have a lot of time for self-care and me care and me time. And so we thought, what could we use our skill set to do? And we came up with this idea. It started off as thinking possibly could we run an online retreat for nurses and doctors, but we decided to go much broader than that. And it eventuated into a festival with over 70 speakers, an online 9-day virtual festival. And it's really all about us wanting to give back as much as we can to these wonderful people who have been working so hard on our behalf during this pandemic. So that's how it came about.
Wow, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I see you've got some really heavy hitters lined up as speakers. You've got some famous, health and wellness experts and entertainers lined up who all donate their time and their expertise very generously for this festival. And it appears that the festival has taken on its own momentum now because you've got this massive community behind you that are willing to share, to get involved. So how is it for you guys? Is your schedule maxed out now, or do you still have space for more speakers to come on board?
Thanks, Monica. It's been absolutely incredible. The momentum behind the festival has been outstanding. In the beginning, when Vikki and I first looked at signing up 70 speakers, it was all a little bit daunting. But then I must say, since we've got the ball rolling, we've just had people calling us, and I'm happy to say that the schedule at the moment is actually full, which is really, really exciting. And what's happened is that people have been offering, they just want to share. I mean, I think from what Vikki was saying before, the idea was to really collaborate, and we wanted to show that we're behind these frontline workers. And so as the speakers started to get involved, they just wanted to spread it through their networks as well. And then they were telling me, you've got to speak to this person and this person because they're plugged into this network and this network. And it's really been incredible. I mean, people out there really want to show their support. They want to unite. They really want to feed. They want to inspire people. They want to educate people. And they just want to give them tools and skills to help them dig their way out of this COVID cocoon. So it's been an absolutely amazing project to be involved in, just to see how people want to give. People really want to give back to the community. And, Vikki and I have been talking about that together. We can all really do amazing things. One person at a time is difficult, but when you see how everybody's uniting behind this cause, it's really heartwarming. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it is fascinating for me to watch as well, because I've seen this taken on its own life, and I think it's very powerful because this is a not-for-profit event, and I think people like to get behind that because nobody's actually going to profit from that. You all generously share your expertise and your time for frontliners, giving back to the community, paying it forward or paying it back to them. And I also see that you've set a very ambitious goal of actually reaching 10,000 plus frontliners. So where did this number come from? Is that just something you plucked out of the ether and you run with it, or where did that come from?
I think we just wanted to set our goal really high. I'm not quite sure where the number came from, but once we said, sure, why not? Let's go for it. And, as it takes on its own momentum, it's spreading, it's going global. There's people signed up in the USA and in the UK and in Bahrain and in Azerbaijan.
Wow.
It'd be quite incredible. So I think if you set your sights high, then, you know, it takes on a life of its own. And I really do believe that we can achieve that number and hopefully go well beyond it. So it was a number, it felt good, and we thought, let's just go for it.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think as well with the people who have got involved now, and like I said before, everybody's just wanting to spread it through their networks. And we've had some amazing sponsors that have signed up who are all offering to back us, Aware Super in particular. And we've had a whole lot of other ambassadors that they just want to help. They want to spread the word and want to give back. So I think 10,000, I'm hoping, is going to be a really big underestimation in the end. And let's hope we reach a lot more people globally.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. And I really do hope that you guys achieve that. And, you know, with the momentum and the support you have behind you, I don't doubt that for 1 second at all. I think it's a very realistic goal now, because it's only the early days of sharing the message. And, you know, you still got a whole month left until the festival kicks off. So, yeah.
And there's quite a range of promoters. You know, we've got the morning schedule, which we've really dedicated to getting people moving and active, anywhere from yoga, Tai Chi, we've got personal training, we've got Zumba and all sorts of dancing classes. You know, the midday sessions are all about educating and inspiring people. We've got people talking on stress. We've got people talking about your immune system, people talking about how to thrive in these circumstances. And, you know, and then in the evening we've got some talks and some music. We've got some great DJs playing, and we've got Improv Melbourne who are doing a little session just to make people laugh and bringing people back together. We've got some chat sessions as well. So it's really about bringing people back together, you know, trying to really minimise that expanse that people are feeling being closed behind doors, particularly in Melbourne here in Australia. I'm not sure how it's going elsewhere, but really, you know, we all as humans, we want to connect with each other. So I think that was a big part of what Vikki and I were trying to achieve.
Yes, because you've done the retreats, and, you know, a retreat is one-on-one usually, or one-to-many. You've got a closed room of people with you. So I do know that a lot of people have been feeling that disconnection in the lockdown period. So what you're actually doing is bringing people together in a virtual space, but because you're adding the humor and the entertainment into the festival, and it's just not boring lectures all the time, you're adding that sense of connection and that sense of community back into the mix. Even so it's virtual, it can be very, very amazing how people connect on that level.
Yeah. And you know, we're all about sort of wellness, friendship and fun. That's very much what Tanya and I believe in, and that's why we've called it a festival. It's a celebration. It's we want people to learn and educate themselves, but we also want them to connect and have fun as well. So we've got a few little Halloween and Melbourne Cup surprises up our sleeves as well. So it's not all going to be one kind of thing. It's going to be which I think people are craving at the moment too.
Yeah.
And I think what's also really amazing is we're having people who are wanting to donate prizes to give away. So throughout the 9 days, we're going to be giving away prizes. Like Vikki said, we've got some Cup Day excitement and some Halloween celebrations. And just randomly throughout the weeks, leading up to the event and the 9 days on the event, we've got a lot of things that we'll be giving away as well. So it's just to show how generous people are, and everybody loves to get a prize. Who doesn't like to get a present in the mail?
Absolutely. I love that. I love it. I can't wait for the festival. Honestly, it's going to be amazing. And I know, Tanya, you've mentioned stress before, which is obviously a huge part for the frontline community right now. And as a stress expert, you know that the frontliners are very short on time because they're overworked. They've been pulling double shifts or maybe even more. You know, the stress at work is massive. So what do you say to someone like that? How can they make the most out of the festival when they're already short on time and they're stressed to the max and they're exhausted? What's your message to these guys?
That is a great question, Monica. And I think the idea is that the festival, the best thing about the festival is not only that it goes for 9 days and not only is there 70 speakers, but everything's going to be recorded. Yeah, one of the things that Vikki and I, we did a lot of research going into the festival, and one of the things that we found is that people are depleted. Some people are depressed, everybody's short on time and short on sleep. And so we didn't want to overwhelm them with too much information straight away. So what we've decided to do is we're recording the whole event. Everybody who signs up for the festival also gets a recording of every single presentation over the course of the 9 days. So then afterwards, people can take their time. So you don't need to come to every single session. Yeah, the idea is to have a look. If you're feeling overwhelmed already, the worst thing that you can do is think, oh my goodness, I've got to go and listen to absolutely every single workshop. The idea is have a look, see what time you have available to yourself at this stage, and then within that time frame, maybe select one of the sessions that speak to you. Yeah, and maybe you might want to fluorescent or highlight some of the other ones, and then post the event, you've got that ability to, again, when you've got time, to keep going back and having a look at trying all the different sessions, listening to all the different speakers, and people may get to hear them all or may not, but at least they have that choice. It will be their library forever to keep listening to the same person speak or keep doing the same yoga session that they're attending. So really the idea is pick one thing, yeah, and even if you can't listen to the whole session, you've got the availability to jump in on the Zoom sessions when it suits you. If it's too much and you're feeling overwhelmed at the time, you can jump off the session because you know that afterwards you're going to get everything delivered to your email box afterwards.
Wow, yeah. And I've looked at the schedule and I'm like, oh, I got to attend this, and I'm not a frontliner. So if somebody wants to attend the festival, but they're not technically speaking a frontliner, are they welcome to register and attend the sessions as well? Or is it strictly just for frontline workers, hospital workers, allied workers, doctors, pharmacists, nurses, teachers, etc., government workers? Or are you specific? I mean, obviously the front end message is for frontliners. That's how it's been created. But if somebody like me wants to jump on and participate, can I do this as well?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, we really wanted to give this to the frontliners, but really when I'm speaking to people, I'm saying it's for anybody who's been adversely affected by the COVID pandemic, which is pretty much everybody. And everybody's feeling stressed out, everybody's feeling overwhelmed. It's been a crappy year for everybody. So we just want as many people to benefit from this as possible. So yes, I mean, our priority is getting this out to as many frontline and allied health workers as we can. But we just want anybody who feels that they would benefit from any of the sessions to sign up and join in. It is our pleasure to be able to bring this to as many people around the world as possible.
Beautiful. Thank you. So what's the message you'd like to share with frontliners?
Tanya, what would you say?
I think what we want to say to frontliners is basically it's time for you to look after yourself. Yeah, it's really important that you feed your own soul and take care of yourself. When you've taken care of yourself, then you've got much more energy available to help everybody else around you. So the idea is first to start to feed yourself. Yeah, like when you're in the aeroplane and the aeroplane's going down, they always say, put your own mask on before you put the mask on of the infant next to you. And so this is a little bit the same way. So this festival is about putting your own mask on, start feeding yourself, look after yourself and take care. We also, from Vita Vibe events, Vikki and I, we want to say how grateful, eternally grateful we are for so many of you. And it's not just the doctors and the nurses, it's also the cleaning staff at the hospitals. I'm forever grateful for my teachers who are showing up every day for my kids to give them some sort of sense of stability. And, you know, for the police who are out there doing their job and who are not so well received from from other people, and so on it goes. And I think together, you know, everybody in the world, everybody in Australia, everybody in Melbourne, we all just want to say thank you. And if it's not just to them, it's to the mums and dads who have done a tremendous job keeping the family unit together, keeping households going, and keeping everybody sane. Because, you know, like I said before, we're all in this together. And when we unite and when we take one step after the other to work in a positive direction to rebuild our communities and rebuild our countries, we can really rebuild a better future than we had before. So that's what I would like to say.
Wow. That's very profound. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. Vikki, anything you'd like to add?
I think Tanya said it all, really, but yeah, it is. We just wanted to say thank you. And I remember at the beginning of this whole situation in March, thinking, oh, what can I do? I've been asked to stay home, and that's my contribution. And it felt like such a lousy contribution. And I know it's been a very important contribution in terms of stopping the spread of the disease, but I felt that there had to be more that I could do that could help. And at the beginning of the lockdown, the first lockdown, I adopted a healthcare worker, and I was making food for her.
Oh.
And that was a small thing, but I really felt that there was more, and I didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden, we came up with this idea, and it felt really, really like something that we could use our skills and our connections and our networks to, you know, we could bring something really powerful to get good. And to really, really gift something back to those people who have really, really been working for months and months and months without a break in very, very difficult circumstances. And they also have to look after their own families and keep their own families safe and well. So I feel really, really proud and really, really grateful that we've had the opportunity to put something like this together. And I really, really hope that that as many people as possible will benefit from it. That will be a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Thank you so much. And look, the community is grateful for your contribution. Like, I can speak on behalf of the community, because I'm pretty sure everybody who will see this video, this interview, will see just how amazing angels you guys are. And you know, if it weren't for you doing this, then this wouldn't have come together. So thank you so much for putting this together and putting something out there for frontliners. Like, this is absolutely, I'm blown away by your graciousness and your generosity and what you've put together. So thank you so much, ladies. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.